Hi everyone, thanks for joining our Intro to ChatGPT webinar. My goal for today is fairly simple, is to make sure you leave this session with a clear, practical understanding of how ChatGPT ads work and exactly why conversational AI is becoming the next non-negotiable pillar for modern media buying. So, as you may well know, brand and product discovery has shifted, and LLMs are putting brands at the heart of conversations now. And we've seen this for quite a long time. Searches are becoming more complex, they're much longer. Users are no longer searching for just particular products. They're searching for products with deep context that's highly personal to them. So one example may be that a user may not just search for a red sofa anymore. They may go to an LLM and look for a red sofa that complements the type of paint that they have on a wall with a north-facing window, for instance. So searches are becoming much longer, much more complex, and much more personal to people's journeys. So that makes traditional search much more difficult. And that's where AI discovery really comes in. So AI discovery helps capture that intent from keywords to conversational search or chat. So when people open up ChatGPT, they aren't mindlessly scrolling. What they're actually doing is they're looking for products to solve a problem or gain more research around a product and then ultimately make a decision. So the actual pathway is slightly different and it's much less around a particular keyword and much more focused around natural language, the descriptions that are used for products, price comparison, validating answers and exploring options, and then the commercial intent. So it's very, very different. And that's where ChatGPT ads really start to come into the fold. And why is it important? Well, it's really important because there are 2.5 billion prompts daily, which is pretty mind-blowing. But if I think about my own use, I'm no longer just prompting once a day, I'm prompting 15, 20 times. So that number, it starts to make a bit more sense. And the interesting part of that is that 70% of the use so far is for non-work, it's for commercial discovery. So users are researching, they're asking questions, comparing brands, and then they're purchasing. And that's very much in line with what we've seen from the traditional marketing funnel being disrupted, where it's no longer linear. We're very much in the agentic era now, and it's a great opportunity for brands to be first movers and gain an early competitive advantage over other brands. So that's where ChatGPT ads comes in. We knew the paid layer was coming. We didn't quite know when. And the more interesting question was how it would actually roll out. So there are a few types of different ads at the moment. One of the main ones we've seen are the sponsored answered cards, which is shown here, and they appear after the AI response. They may look semi-familiar. They look like search ads with an image. There's also the option to run product feed ads, which can be done by connecting your product catalog through your e-commerce platform. The one thing to note here is that in order to do that, you do need 1,000 product SKUs at the moment. So there are a couple of different core options for the types of ads that you can run. The ad infrastructure, if you work in media buying, looks fairly simplistic. It's definitely still an evolving platform, and it's clearly taken some inspiration from the likes of Meta and Google. Right now, you can select your campaign objective, which is clicks or impressions based on a CPM or a CPC bidding. You can target at country level and set your daily budget. Now, the daily budget is highly personalized to your marketing spend, um, but the more testing that you can do in this early phase, the better. This is where it starts to get really interesting, is around building the audience. So rather than singular keywords on exact match or broad match, you can build context hints or prompts to match what your customers actually may be searching for. So in this example, I built a prompt looking for a performance marketing agency or paid media experts, hitting on those pain points like sales, brand awareness, lead generation, or rising acquisition costs or CPA. And why is that important? Well, traditional channels like Google and Meta can be much more commercial. Where ChatGPT differs is the actual responses or the ads need to be answer led by design. So, as we just went through on the previous slides, the intent on ChatGPT is to find information, compare options, and the ads need to be genuinely helpful in that. So commercially driven responses will be very disruptive to the experience. The customer will definitely see that and that it will really stand out. So what that means for marketers is a bigger emphasis on understanding the customer, the quality of response, and ultimately the value add from the ad that you're running. So the summary is that the aim is to be genuinely helpful in the response, and we'll begin to layer in commercials later down the line. So as mentioned, the tech infrastructure is still in beta mode and it's still developing. Right now, the ads platform is a really good environment for testing and brand building, but it doesn't mean it'll be right for everyone. But there's definitely a first mover advantage for those that get in early. There's contextual prompting, top of funnel metrics such as clicks, impressions, and conversions has started to roll out very recently through the conversions API. So if that's configured, you'll have visibility on orders, and there's country level targeting. So there's a few features that we would expect to see that is not quite there yet. And we're expecting this to be developed over the next few months with slightly more advanced features. So one of the big questions we get is how does the targeting and bidding work? So on the targeting side, a user submits a prompt, the brand safety checks are then ran, the ad is retrieved, and then a relevance model selects the best ad and matches that to the advertiser. And that's why it's so important to be answer led, because the actual model is looking for the best answer to the prompt. So that's why it needs to be answer led by design. The bidding can either be CPM or CPC based, depending on your business goals. CPMs are ranging from $15 to $60 based on the industry and the competitiveness. CPCs are expected to be around $4 to $6. Both of those metrics are in line with what we've seen so far. So I would say that's fairly accurate to what we've seen from our early testing. So what can you expect at this stage? Well, ultimately, the ad platform is still maturing. There will be some growing pains for sure. But I do believe this is far outweighed by the opportunity to be a first mover. Early participants they'll just learn at a rapid pace. And when OpenAI becomes a core part of media buying for businesses in direct to consumer and B2B, Those early adopters will be ready for that and they'll have the advantage when the full rollout happens. So there's lots of change, but lots of land grab opportunities for brands. Definitely those that are more innovation focused with testing budgets. Really good opportunity for those brands. So I'll end on this. Be where decisions are being shaped, not just searched. So thank you for joining. I appreciate it's a very short introduction to ChatGPT ads. If you have any questions or want more information on how this can specifically work for your brand to achieve your goal or objectives, please get in touch through our channels or you can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. Thank you.